Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Psyche Academy classroom today. So again, about Sunday, it is our open discussion day. So what we're going to do to start off is we're going to be doing our affirmations as usual, which just reminds me really quickly that I'm going to go ahead and grab my glass of water. It's the one thing I forgot. If you guys don't have your glass of water as well, you may want to grab one. I'll just be 1 second. Okay, that's better. I'm in kind of a forgetful, clumsy, and goofy mood this morning. So. Okay, so again, welcome everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get started this morning with our morning meditation. So, put this stuff out of the way. All right, so let's just go ahead and get ourselves into a nice relaxed position, making sure our body is free of any particular points of strain. And just go ahead now and close our eyes. And just taking a deep breath in through our nose. And out through our mouth. In through our nose. Out through our mouth. One more time, breathing in through our nose. And out through our mouth. And just bring your hands now into Namaste prayer posture. Just bring your thumbs connected to the heart. Just make sure your thumbs are touching your heart space here. And just go deeply within. And just allow yourself now to connect to center, to align harmoniously. What we're also going to do special this morning is we're going to start chanting 3 Oms. So at first we'll just take a deep breath in and clear that out. And then we'll be following up with 3 Oms. So if you guys want to join me, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so we're going to take a deep breath in and clear that out. Okay, inhale to 3 Oms. Now just bring your attention to your heart space. And again, moving into your center. And just connecting with the infinite peace of this moment. The infinite splendor that is here now. And just allow that energy to completely saturate all of your being, all of your environment. That you are transcending past the self-body and moving deeper into the reality body. And transcending into the body of stillness. And just align to that awareness of stillness, and that awareness of absolute peace, prosperity, and divinity. Just taking a deep breath in now and a deep breath out. Sending love, appreciation, and blessings to you all. Thank you. Namaste. All right, we can now come back into the present moment. Spreading out our hands, our feet, fluttering our eyes, coming back into the present moment. Okay, great. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to our morning affirmations. So I will go ahead and start, and then we'll work down the line from Will and A down to N. So for my affirmation this morning, I realized I was a little bit late, but again, I was able to discover a lot of really fun, innovative ways for me to create a whole new morning, being able to really kind of energize myself a lot more. So even though that there was lateness this morning, it was really helping me to move into a good supercharged state and a much more positive alignment this morning than I often feel in many other different mornings. So I thank the universe for that experience. All right, so let's move on to Willie.
I acknowledge that I'm not starting my tasks and dreams early in the day like I should, and I realize that each day is a great opportunity to get closer to accomplishing my dreams, so I will.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you. All right, let's move on to Sergey.
I realize that I spend a lot of my time in my mind and not much time in the now moment. Now I set my intent to become more conscious of the now moment, and my goal is to experience the now and accept it the way it is, rather than try to judge it or come up with it like other ways to change it. So.
Very good. Thank you, Sergey. All right, let's move on to Khalil.
I acknowledge that I don't go headlong into some of the hobbies that I want to go into. And I realize that it's just a simple choice and going full into them. So I will.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, Khalil. All right, let's move on to David.
I acknowledge that I have a big challenge healing my middle back, but I realize that is an opportunity to develop my healing abilities and to be more aware of my limits that are creating the pain.
Very good. It's kind of funny because you're lagging a little bit, so the way you're spinning your voice doesn't sound like you're messed up. It's kind of funny. That's good. Hello, everybody. You know, if I'm lying, go ahead. Yeah, I'm just kidding. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's move on to Avi.
Hi, everybody. I'm acknowledging that I'm experiencing a pretty intense heartbreak right now, and I'm just being thankful for those feelings, because I know that they're signals that that I can release some old belief systems that aren't serving me as well anymore. So bear with me today.
Well, I'm sending you lots of love today. So
Thank you.
We'll all definitely do that. Yeah, we've definitely had those feelings. I've definitely had those days where it's just, why do I keep going? Why do I keep doing it? Because, it's just something that's so heavy on us that we know doesn't work out, whatever it may be, something personal or something professional, etc. But we just know we are able to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and that's really what it is. We just keep walking because we know we can do it. That's really the only reason you need it, right? Thank you, Autumn, and again, lots of love to you. Thank you for being here today. Okay, let's move on to Anne. Anne, your affirmation for this one.
I acknowledge that I cannot push energy, and that's what I've been trying to do for a good while. I realize I must just stand back, wait, and allow it to flow.
Very good. Excellent. All right, very good, guys. So let's go ahead now and move on to our positive, powerful water affirmation. So go ahead now and you can grab your guys' glass of water. And again, you guys are all pretty much aware of the routine, so just feel free to pick up your glass of water, bond with it, and when you're ready, we can go ahead and begin. Here we go. Okay, guys, very good. So we're going to go ahead this morning and again open the floor, so to speak, with any particular forms of open discussion. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, we were basically just working on advanced psychic development and just being able to look into more deeply with feeling, going more into in-depth understanding about how we could perceive energies and attempt to develop that form of energy itself so that we could have more revealed in particular readings. But again, this is a very open topic discussion today, so if there are any questions or any particular topics that want to be discussed, today is the day to do it. So let's kind of go around the circle. Is there anything that's on anybody's mind that they would like to discuss right now?
Well, yesterday when you were channeling Adronis and the other fellow, I started getting an intense pain and pressure in my right shoulder blade, which has come and gone for a good while now. I can't seem to get rid of it. But it became so intense that my heart it was like the front of my chest was spreading out and in the back too, and it started radiating up my neck. And it was that way all the way home. I couldn't lean back on the seat in the car. And when I got home, I actually had to go for a walk, you know, to try to ground it out. So it was almost like I was picking up on the energy, but I don't know what all that meant.
Well, basically what happens is when you're experiencing a very high vibrational energy, it starts working with your body in regards to that flow. So the flow comes through, and when there's kinks in the body, such as like the right shoulder, right side of the neck, etc., that energy is looking to be evacuated. So all this intense high vibratory energy is coming into you. And if you're noticing that there's any blocks that come through your body, then basically all this high vibrational energy is actually trying to lift it out of your body. But part of the side effect of that is that you can sometimes feel pain, you can sometimes feel headaches, etc. This basically is what happened when I first started channeling Adronis, is that I had quite a bit of stiffness in the body, and I could feel some areas of pain. They're not meaning to cause you pain in any way, but what they're attempting to do is stream the energy to the point to where you can actually pick up more on their vibration a lot more. So basically toxins, any particular type of toxicity, kinks in the shoulders, etc., all of that is attempting to be blocked. It's kind of like imagining, you know, this big wave of water, you know, trying to wash away all this grime that's coming together. So that's basically what you're experiencing. You're not alone in that. I've had quite a few other people who have told me that, you know, when Adronis is coming through, or if Kidioki comes through, etc., they sometimes get these kind of small little pains in their hips or up on the shoulders, etc., and they say, we're not too sure what that's all about. Well, that's basically just clearing happening because you're connecting and bonding with such a very high frequency that they're basically helping to lift your body, lift your energy up into their frequency domain. And in doing so, it's like your body is going like this. It's like raising itself up. And if there's stiffness, then basically that's kind of the effect that you're going to feel. It's kind of like going into a yoga class and feeling like when you're starting to do all the stretches, it may feel painful at first, but that's only because you're attempting to adjust your body to its natural formation. The same thing happens here energetically. They're attempting to adjust your body into its natural energetic configuration. And when you have these kinks, when you have these particular forms of toxicity, etc., these can be somewhat painful, but it's all part of the process to moving and evacuating that out. So it's not meant to cause any particular, you know, intentional pain. It's only meant to help reconfigure your body into a natural energetic state so that you can be more receptive to the transmission that's coming through. Make sense?
Yes. So as we are in your energy and Adronis's energy when he comes in and so forth, it's actually clearing, going ahead and clearing us?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened with everybody. I've had like you know, big groups of people, 20, 50, 100 people who have just told me that, you know, after I do Adronis channeling, they feel so much better. Because it just works. Like I'm speaking words, but it's more than that. It's being able to actually feel his presence. One very good friend of mine has actually said that when I've channeled Adronis, he has actually seen Adronis walking around the room and actually doing healings on people. So this is what he does. He attempts to bring everybody into a very high aligned state. And the reason why that happens is because as soon as Adronis comes through, it's like people don't even need to ask questions because they already know the answer because his energy's here. And so it's like they're getting the answer at the moment their thought for the question is coming through. So that kind of saves time in a way. But if it's a big group setting in that way. There's even times too when I'm doing private sessions with the journalists and the persons, and I just don't have any more questions because it feels like a lot of the questions are being answered in their mind. So Jonas is actually coming through, and because they're picking up their frequency domain and they're meeting him on that level, they're actually able to receive answers to the questions that are pertaining to thought. So that's how he works. He's a very, very high vibratory energy. He's been very, very intense. When I first started channeling him, my whole body went numb because he's an extremely powerful energy. I was just, from head to toe, completely numb. It's like you have, that Novocaine injected all over your body, right? Like I couldn't even barely talk afterwards. It was so intense, the energy that was rushing through me. So he does have that particular type of effect. So that's basically what you're feeling. He's in that stream of energy, just feeling these kind of kinks that are just attempting to free themselves so that you can be more aligned to his frequency domain.
Thank you.
No problem. And when you start getting into channeling as well too, you may notice that, especially deep trance channeling, as Adronis was saying yesterday, you'll notice that that's going to start having these type of effects. You'll notice that certain things will start to shift and move around in the body, and you'll notice that there will be a lot more different energetic patterns that are coming through you. You'll just feel all this. It's like you feel this light of wisdom. It's really, really beautiful. Like I feel that all the time when I channel Adronis. After I'm done, it's like I feel like I've gone into a light bath. It feels great. Some people ask me, well, do you get tired after your channeling with Adronis? I said, I don't really get tired per se. I definitely get relaxed. It would probably be the best way. I'm just feeling, it's just like someone took you and put you in like a bath full of light and just started doing some amazing healing work and then took you right at it. And you just feel lighter. You just feel lighter in that sense. It's not like you feel ecstatic at times. Sometimes I can. But it's just like this nice, calming, blissful, serene, relaxing mood afterwards. That's kind of how I feel. And so you'll feel like that as well too with certain channelings, meeting beings of that particular nature. Okay, great, thank you, Anne. So any other questions? Any other topics that we got on our minds?
I have a question.
Yes.
When someone is for example, with me, as I'm trying to learn how to feel the energy more and everything, if I don't feel some sensation like that now, is it likely that as I get more in tune with it, that I might notice something like that in the future?
The big key that will really help you out to become sensitive is meditation. That's really what has helped me out. I really started getting into meditation a lot more. Because again, my journey started in 2008, and I couldn't get enough of meditating. I was meditating every single day, not for a very long period, anywhere from about 15 to 30 minutes. But I just started going into daily meditations, and I started feeling things a lot more. And your passion fuels this. The more that you put a lot of passion into what you do, if you want to become an energy sensitive, if you want to become a psychic, if you want to become a healer, you want to become a channel, you need to completely walk that talk as much as possible. It's not just about saying, I'll do a little bit here today, and the rest I'll screw around, whatever. Right? It's all about being able to know that this is who you are. You're only doing this because this is who you are. There should be no other reason of why you're doing this, of why you want to be psychic, why you want to be intuitive, a healer, channel, etc. You're doing this because this is your nature, this is your calling, this is what you feel. It really represents a form of completion within your life. And this is what turns 180 degrees within your life. It's really just so transformative. You'll notice that there will be changes in your reality. You'll notice that old friends will come and go, new friends will be brought in, new energies about how you understand the universe will be coming through. You'll definitely go against the status quo pertaining to reality. You just won't see the benefit in a lot of the standard systems nowadays. Like with me, I don't have cable, I don't watch TV, I don't really do a lot of the social trending stuff and all that. I basically just stay within my own space. I talk to people online, of course, but really who are kind of spiritually minded. And I'm starting to move more into looking back at people and kind of looking at the heart-based people rather than the idea of spiritually minded people, so to speak. But being able to see a lot more of what reality has to offer. You can see the goodness in people's hearts every time you walk down the street. You really see it. You can look past the drama. You look past the fog of what they're all about, and you're able to see that heart. And this is what happens when you get a little bit more into your depth perception. And that can come through meditation, and that just comes through your work, your personal work that you do on a daily basis. And the personal motivation is that this is who I am. There should be no other reason for doing what I do, because this is me. Okay. Make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Okay, great, excellent. Okay, any other topics?
I had two things. I had a topic and a question.
Okay.
The topic was the psychometry homework. Did you want us to post that on the Facebook page?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I would say it's pretty good on the Facebook page. You guys can also share it as well too. It's basically just mostly for your own benefit as well. We will definitely have a particular type of psychometry sharing. I think that is actually best on Facebook, because you guys can probably see like pictures and you can write down certain things you discovered. But if you want to share it in class, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. Well, I can share mine. I have this seashell. On inside, I inscripted K loves W. And this was May 5th, 2004, when we met in Florida. What I got from it was kids playing, using it on a sandcastle, a girl kicking it along with sand on the beach, seagulls calling, water flowing into ripples, being moved and floating on water, the sunshine beating on it, and a sailboat passing by in the distance. The last thing I got yesterday from it was the name Alan.
Oh, wow. Very good. Yeah. All right, excellent. So that's pretty good. A lot of good findings. Right? A sailboat passing the name Alan. Maybe it was a person named Alan that walked by it.
Maybe.
Yeah, pretty good. Maybe we just constantly going on the beach. My name is Alan. My name is Alan. My name is Alan. Right? Just in case it's his name. Which is funny, too, because that's my middle name. So that's pretty good.
No way.
Yeah, my middle name is Alan. A-L-L-E-N. The funny thing, as a kid, I was always nicknamed Alien, Brad Alien Johnson. So, which is true, because I kept looking at kids, like I'd see them fighting over toys, and just seeing these doing these ridiculous things, and I'd look at them and say, humans are so strange. that was my reaction to that. So, yeah, very much. My family would always call me that. Yeah, it's Brad Alien Johnson. How's it going? How's it going? So, I was always kind of like a run to the litter. I was the youngest of a family of 6. And I was always completely against the wave of whatever they wanted to do. They were into car sales, they were into the big cars, they were into, making money and all that stuff. I wasn't into any of that stuff. I was kind of like the black sheep. So in a way, yeah. Brad Alien Johnson sounded kind of appropriate. All right.
I have a question regarding the chi ball. I'm still trying to figure it out and see how I can use it. Could you give me a little assistance with that?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, it's no different than really what we're doing with the water in that way. Okay. So basically, when we have the chi ball created here, this can basically when you have the chi ball here, we're basically just getting a feeling of the magnetic field. So it's kind of like when you're bringing your hands together and you're just moving them in a simple direction. So over here, you guys can see it okay. In my perspective, this is moving into a clockwise direction. You guys think it's opposite. But just being able to move them in any particular direction you want. If you want to move this one clockwise, this one counterclockwise, vice versa, that's fine. But all you're attempting to do is just getting a feel for the magnetic tug. Okay? So just imagine that you're staring at the center between both palms, and you're feeling that this energy ball created out of a magnetic field is taking place, is manifesting. And so as that starts to become strong, and you're feeling that magnetic tug, you start to bring it out a little bit more. And as soon as you start to bring it out a little bit more, you just kind of feel that magnetic tug, okay? And you just move it to a size that you feel is appropriate. Now, size doesn't really matter too much. It's more so about the energy that you place within it. So it's kind of like looking into an orb that has a very strong light nucleus in that way. So kind of like the core of the sphere itself, you can kind of see like a, kind of the core of illumination, like a small little miniature sphere in that would represent the nucleus of the chi sphere. And as you can just kind of, you can close your eyes as well too if you want, whatever feels good. But just being able to imagine that that chi ball is in that state. Now, all you want to do is project programming into that particular type of chi ball. So if I'm looking at the chi ball right now, if I'm imagining the nucleus, I'm closing my eyes, I'm actually imagining that a cord is coming out through my third eye and my heart chakra. So I'm bringing my heart chakra, my third eye, and I'll even bring a cord to my crown as well. And I'm just imagining that I'm linking those particular forms of energetic cords directly to the center of the nucleus of the chi ball. And now I'm just giving an intention. I'm just saying, okay, this is a chi ball of love. chi ball of love. All right. Now I'm being able to imagine what love means to me. Maybe that's a big red heart, whatever it may be. I'm placing it directly into the center nucleus of this chi ball, and I'm just keeping my focus there, just like I've done with the water. So you want to keep that there for about a good 60 to 90 seconds. Again, 90 seconds would be my recommendation. And after that, you're just feeling that this ball, this chi ball, is becoming very, very charged and feels very powerful. Now, you decide exactly what you want to do with it. Now you would just basically take the chi ball. You can flip it like this, or you can keep it like this, whatever you feel is best. It's up to you. But as long as you just know that you're holding a chi ball here, and let's just say you want to place that into your heart. Right? So you just place it into your heart, very nice and slowly, and just imagine that that chi ball has embedded itself. It has enveloped its energy directly into the chest, and you're just feeling the energy of this chi ball fusing together with your energetic centers. And that's it. So again, anything you want to create out of a chi ball, you certainly can. You can use it for healing, you can use it for wisdom, you can use it for clearing your space. There's no limit to whatever you want to do with a chi ball. Just very similar to the water exercise, just utilizing a chi ball. And the more that you can bring your imagination into seeing what the chi ball is like, it looks like, you can start to mess around with colors. You can, again, make it a lot bigger. You can expand it. You can put it above your house, and your whole house can be radiated with loving light. That can happen as well, too. There's no limits to whatever you want to do. So the whole key here is threefold. 1, feeling the magnetic tug. 2, being able to see through imagination the image of the chi ball in your mind. 3, being able to place programming into the chi sphere and holding that for about a good 90 seconds. 4, being able to utilize the placement of the chi sphere to whatever your heart's desire. Is that up?
Yes, thank you so much. With the chi ball, could you do it with someone else and place it somewhere, or can you give it to someone else?
I would say with permission. Even if it is something that is of a very high intention, if it's something that's very, very loving intention, please do it with permission. And this is the same thing with me as well, too. When I do healings, it doesn't matter how amazing it's going to be, I always ask permission for a person to say, okay, is it okay if I do this healing on you? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Okay, great. That's just a common courtesy that I do. That's white light mentality. That's what I refer to it as. When you're being black hat, you just do things, and you just don't want to tell anybody. Right? I'll create this chi ball, it's like a fireball, and I'll go, Hadouken, right? And right with the person's energy field. What is that? I've actually known some people, when they were kids, that would actually create chi balls like this that would harm people, and they would shoot it, and the person would actually feel like this big fiery impulse, like, what was that? And the guy's like just sitting there, I didn't do anything, right? That happens. That's black magic intention. That's black intention. So I really look into the idea of really being white light. We're really looking into white light instead of black void or black magic. Just having that common courtesy of working together. Chi spheres can harm as much as they can heal, right? So it's very, very important that there's a permission slip there as well, too. So the person that who really wants to bring that trust in with you and wants to share that, absolutely, you can certainly bring that forward with other people. Like if you and Khalil want to work together with that, by all means, your husband and wife. So you probably don't even really need to ask permission. You guys have like internal permission, so that's fine as well. But just new people that come into your life, it's always the courtesy of having the white light mentality.
Okay.
Great. All right, thank you, Lily. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Yeah, just I got a question as well. I just wanted to follow up on Khalil's question. When you were developing your sensitivity during your meditation, were you doing like a specific type of meditation? Were you like visualizing something, or just sensing the environment, or just going into the void, or are there any like specific types of meditation that would assist better?
Yeah, it's really a preference for what you want to achieve. If you're looking to have more feeling within energy, if you want to feel that you can actually create energetic sensation within the hands, you may just want to meditate on your hands. If you want to go deeper into your state of feelings, you may want to connect to your heart center. This may also involve just having a notepad handy and just starting to write down your feelings as well too, based upon what you want to feel. The appropriate meditation is based upon the appropriate purpose that you want to create. Sometimes we just don't have a purpose of meditation. We just want to be still. We just want to be relaxed. We want to be aligned. That's great. And in that sense, that's a purpose as well, too, because you're saying, my purpose is to have no purpose. So great. So that's a non-purpose purpose, right? That's great. So there always is, in that sense, some type of purpose. So if you feel that there is some type of alignment that you want to work on, let the meditation be a theme based upon that type of work. So whatever that may be. Is there something specifically that you want to work on? I know you said that you were interested in like transcendental meditation and working with real estate to actually help to clear houses, like environments.
Yeah, I was actually tried to do that, and it worked well. I was testing the results with my pendulum, and because I remember that like a while ago I was doing some workshops on geobiology and like clearing land, so I didn't use that, but kind of reviewed that material, and it actually worked.
Yeah. A chi ball like that is very good. Chi balls can actually very help with environmental clearing. Now, if you guys aren't too sure what we're talking about, I have had conversations with Sergey in the past, and he's very interested in helping clear houses for real estate agents, to actually going in there and actually uplifting houses so that they can actually sell better. This is very possible. People can actually do this. I actually know another Brad, a friend of mine, who does this for a living, who actually talks to real estate agents, goes inside a property, uses transcendental meditation, and starts uplifting the frequency of the house, and in a very short time they're able to sell their houses a lot quicker because the energy is more calibrated to a specific means of how the agent wants to attract a certain person. So it basically takes a lot of their energy and places that all around the home and supercharges it so that they can attract clients of their highest best nature. You guys can do this as well too. You know, if you guys are in real estate, or you know people who are in real estate, or you want to be a clearer for real estate housing, this is something that's very, very possible. You know, utilizing transcendental meditation, utilizing chi spheres, blessing the house, blessing the space, creating sacred circuitry around the house. That works as well too. All this is very, very possible. I mean, there's so much capability that we can do with this. You know, it's even going over to cemeteries and being able to clear cemeteries, which I've done in the past, and it's quite a blast. Being able to bring, you know, wandering spirits back to source. You can do that as well. So it's just all about being able to select the theme that you feel is appropriate relating to what you want to explore more. So if it is environmental clearing, then you may want to feel what it's like to have bliss contained around your entire environment. You're like the bliss node. You're the nucleus of the bliss. And so now you're just imagining that you're extending tendrils, you're extending veins all across the entire space of the house. You're feeling it on the floor, you're feeling it on the walls, you're feeling it on the ceiling. And it's almost like you're, again, moving more into your reality body, and you're feeling the entire house as you. And now you're just filling it with this bliss. You're filling it with this light and illumination. You can also put certain forms of programming. Again, if it's a house that wants to be sold by a real estate agent, get the real estate agent to delete the photo of himself or herself, and being able to imprint that particular energy of them in that state of bliss to say, may all energies of people that come into this house be of the highest best nature for a sale to happen for agent so-and-so, right? So being able to actually give a program, an intention statement based upon that type of environmental clearing. So that works really, really good. That's that's a whole new industry within itself. I mean, you have any idea how many real estate agents would love to have something like that? It's very, very powerful. So real estate agents will be calling you left, right, and center. Hey, come clear this house. You know, I'll give you a good amount of money for this, etc. If it sells or whatever it may be, right? So that's a whole new industry within itself. Being able to perform environmental clearing, being able to go to places. Well, here's the funny thing as well too. I've actually been able to go into places that are haunted and help to clear them out as well too. So I'll go into those places. It's fun. You know, I'll talk to the spirit. If it's you know, a lot of the spirits in that sense aren't malicious. You know, some people want to feel that they are, but they're not. They're just very, very much afraid. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. They want to be able to transcend themselves. They're attached to the property because there's something within themselves that are still grasping them to there. So you basically just go in and you have a talk with them. You sit down, you go negotiate. Even if you can't hear anything, you're just sitting down and you're talking to an empty room because they can hear you, right? So you're basically just talking them through. You know, why is it that you want to stay here? You know, I've been here my whole life, or my wife died here, etc. And I just I can't feel I can move on from the space. I said, well, you know that your wife is waiting for you on the other side. She's really already there. And you know, this space will always be with you, but just see it as one with yourself, right? And you just basically are talking to them, negotiating, and they realize that. And you can just feel this shift in the air when they cross over, when they go back to source. It's incredible. I did this in California as well too. with a little place called the Pirates Cove, where they actually took pirates and handcuffed them to cells, and the tides would actually drown them. Right? And so there was this little cove that we went into, and we just did a beautiful blessing there. And doing that, we felt the whole air just becoming lighter. Everything just felt lifted. It felt great. And so this is basically, in that sense, upliftment assignments, or being able to do upliftment work. And so you can certainly go into haunted houses. You can go into houses just require clearing. You can go into cemeteries, whatever it may be. This is a whole new industry within itself, and it's getting very popular, and it really has the capability to sustain you as well too, should you decide to go into that. So if you guys want to know more about that, I can train you guys about how to do that stuff. So that should be fun. Okay, great. Thank you, Sergey. Any other questions? Any other topics?
Actually, had one more question. Like sometimes when you want to get an insight on something, and you get a kind of might be a vision or like a symbol, but you don't always know what it means. I mean, it's a kind of a cryptic symbol.
Yeah, just write it down and create it anyways. That's the whole idea. If you don't know what something means, doesn't matter. Just create it. You know, if I'm getting a symbol that maybe looks like kind of tribal, or I'm not able to make sense of it, I'm just going to go ahead and produce it anyways. Because at least now I have that imprint of what it looks like, and so I can always go back to it. And if I don't understand it right away, that's fine. Maybe I'll ask for guidance. Maybe I'll ask someone externally, hey, have you seen this kind of symbol before? And they may be able to get something going. So if you're getting that kind of vision or that kind of inception, document it as soon as possible, and just being able to evaluate it afterwards. But as long as you're able to capture it, that's the important part.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, anybody else?
I have one thing, Brad. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No, go ahead. I was just going to say I've done a couple house clearings myself, and it's interesting.
It is quite interesting. It's quite fun. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Brad, I think I believe that my heart was very open last night, and in that state, I believe that I connected with alien beings for the first time, and I have not studied of this a lot. I don't know anything about them except for what I've learned from you about Adronis.
Okay.
So I was asked to look out the window and see what I thought was a star, and they wanted me to focus on the fact that it was hovering and that it was more like a starship. And then they said the words Arcturians.
Oh, very good.
And then they wanted to emphasize that ART was significant for me, and that they worked with people in the creative energies and people who were interested in telepathy. And they just were offering to help raise my vibration.
Yes.
So of course I immediately went online to Google who these beings were, and I found that it does seem to be a group of beings.
Yes.
But I know nothing about them. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, this is a particular sect or a particular faction that's working together with the Arcturian energy. The reason why they may refer to themselves as Arcturians is because when you're looking at Arcturians, it kind of loses a little bit of translation in regards to the English language. So sometimes there's just different misconceptions, perhaps in the feeling of like angelic beings or other particular types of distorted energy. So I feel that they actually wanted to let you know that Arcturians would be more appropriate for your energy itself. Arcturus, in that sense, representing the star that they come from, which is in the Bootes constellation. The Arcturians themselves are just a very, very beautiful race. They're actually the most advanced, I should say, spiritually technological race in our galaxy. So they have a lot of spiritual technology. A lot of their ships are actually made of light. If you were able to see a physical Arcturian ship, it would probably look kind of like an orb, kind of like this.
Yes.
But they're basically, they're just basically made out of light. It depends, because Arcturus has a lot of different dimensional constants. But I feel that this particular energy with the Arcturians, they are somewhat physical, so I feel that they're kind of in the fourth density realm themselves. So the Arcturians, what I've also noticed as well too, is a lot of them are androgynous. So you'll notice that there really is no male, no female. You get that kind of androgyny feeling with them. with their appearance, they're kind of like an aquamarine, kind of a lighter green skin tone, kind of like a pastel. So aquamarine to green. I do not feel they have any particular type of hair. If they do, then it's very rare. But they're basically very bald. They're kind of like larger almond-shaped eyes, kind of an aquamarine to a green pastel kind of color in their skin. Not too tall, maybe about 5.5 feet tall. But they're very loving. They're very advanced. It's even almost challenging to try and say exactly how cool they are. They're just they're extremely telepathic. They're actually very strong within timelines. They're actually able to work together very specifically in timelines. I should probably just bring Adronis in. He can probably tell you a lot more about them. Actually, that might be a good idea. Why don't I just bring Adronis in? He can tell you more about this particular context.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you.
I got some things in my mind coming in, but it's like all jumbled at once, and I'm still kind of got a bit of a clumsy bit this one. So. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he'll explain what. We are here at this time, and we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning into this particular broadcast being brought forward through your internet collective consciousness. We say good morning to the individual known as Autumn. Hello.
Good morning.
Good
Thanks
morning.
for being here, Adonis.
Good evening, good day, good moment, really, as we would say. In regards to the particular connection that you have had relating to the Arcturians themselves, this actually represents a different race that is, in that sense, outside of the mediary zone from what you would know as Arcturus. They actually exist within, shall we say, a neighboring star, which you would refer to in that sense as an outward-based colony. They do represent the original, shall we say, race genetics of the Arcturians themselves. Now, their particular form of color, if regards to skin, would be more of a yellowish green. Now, they actually work together with you and have, in that sense, associated themselves in particular dream states. There have actually been, in your life, certain people who have had a minor purpose in your life that represent these particular energetic beings themselves. So you have actually encountered these beings physically. Now, the whole idea is that they have encountered themselves as human in certain ways, and again, very minute forms, nothing that in that sense that would generate a larger form relationship. But they have been with you for quite some time. They are working together with you in that sense to maintain an equilibrium with you energetically. So if there are times to where you may falter, they are there to help pick you back up. Because again, they are assisting you in regards to a purpose that you have personally decided to explore a little bit further. And that represents a love path. And being able to work more with your passions and working together with forming relationships with others that are more so in complement to your being. But in the times that you may falter to where there have been incidences, then they are, in that sense, one of the particular forms of civilizations that work together with you to help readjust your energies and bring yourself back into that particular alignment. This particular form of creed relating to the idea of the Arcturians themselves do function as a populace of what you would know as approximately 150,000 contained upon a colonized world just outside the star of Arcturus. So they are, in that sense, working together with you. You are very much, in that sense, familiar with the culture once you, in that sense, move more further into their alignments and into their frequency domains. A particular symbol that we would give you would be what you would know as a W that contains a swirly tail, very similar to what you would know as a DNA strand. So being able to imagine a W colored yellowish green and being able to see a strand, in that sense, a double strand helix, that is coming down beneath with the idea of this W that comes together. This is a particular symbol that you can utilize to connect to their frequency domain. You can refer to their collective in that sense as Arcturus. There is another in that sense that simply refers to himself or herself, or in that sense the androgynous state, as Art, A-R-T. That is something you can also refer to as either Arcturus or Art, and being able to utilize that particular symbol. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
We thank you very much. We will now conclude this particular transmission this day of your time. Thank you again. Farewell for this timing, and we now return to the conduit. Goodbye for now. See, he knows how to explain things already.
Thank you, Brad.
Okay, very good. All right, so hopefully that sums up the question. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else, Autumn, that you wanted to share?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, great, excellent. All right, thank you very much. All right, so let's go ahead and see if there's anybody else around the circle here that wants to share one more topic. David, you've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I want to know. I have read and investigate about ancient wishes and ancient shamans. Even the shamans from this time, I know that they use some plants to develop and sense more their clear abilities and their psychic abilities. So I just want to know, what do you think about that? They use enough plants and working with nature for having an altered state of consciousness.
Okay, you're referring to the ancient shamans.
Yeah, shamans from all over the world. I have heard that they use different plants and.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're looking into the Amazon rainforest, you're looking at plants that you never even knew existed before, and that the shamans themselves haven't had this knowledge handed down to them. It did start with extraterrestrial consciousness. They actually were able to teach a lot of different forms of students in that time about the benefits of the plants, about what's around. So it's kind of like they developed this kind of herbal instruction book, so to speak, with these particular people. And these were handed down by generations about how plants can have certain healing effects and how you can even talk to plants as well too. A lot of shamans are just so natural that, you know, they just basically go into like a natural pharmacy, so to speak. They're able to go in, know exactly what type of plants to get. It's amazing. Like even with myself, I don't know too much of that area. I'd be amazed just being able to go into like these Amazon rainforests, going with a shaman, and he just knows exactly, you know, what to do, how much he needs to get, you know, being able to go into certain areas of the forest, retrieve a lot of these plants. It's amazing. They're basically containing everything within the rainforests or the forests themselves have the key for almost everlasting life. That's how powerful all these plants are together. It's just you're looking into plant alchemy. That's really what it is. You're looking into all the different alchemies of what these plants in regards to their own minerals, to their own excretions, whatever it is, right? And creating these particular forms of elixirs that will bring you into higher psychedelic experiences. I mean, ayahuasca is just one example of that, right? But there's so many other different things besides ayahuasca that is there that can actually increase lifespan, being able to move your genetics into higher order, working together and actually developing induced astral states. It's incredible. They have all kinds of different things. There was actually one particular being that an ex-partner and I were able to discover who was a reptilian but kind of looked like a raptor human. And we basically referred to her as Seene, S-E-E-N-E. And she was actually telling us about the Amazon rainforest, how there are particular plants that are there, but they can't really describe it too much about the names. But there are ones that are kind of like bulb plants. There's funguses as well too that are just so powerful. I mean, it can boost your lifespan. It can move you into higher states of consciousness. You can develop your clairvoyance a lot stronger with these. It completely flushes out all the toxins in your body. It's incredible. There's all kinds of amazing things that come together in the rainforest. So my reference would be, my preference, which I should say, would be to go to the Amazon rainforest rather than reading up on it. So if that ever becomes a means, being able to go there and actually talk to the shamans and actually have them show you. Because the thing is with the internet, even though there's good stuff, there's a lot of distortion. So it's just being able to actually talk to them face to face and actually seeing exactly how they can show you a lot of these particular things. Sometimes it's going into deeper meditation states or deeper dream states and calling upon a shaman. You know, if you're going into a lucid dreaming state, talk to a shaman, and they'll actually show you through visions a lot of different things about what the Amazon rainforest includes and how plant life can greatly assist. So it is, in that sense, a very natural, living library that assists with health, longevity, consciousness expansion, and more.
Yeah. So in my theory, we grow a lot of psychotropic plants. I don't know if you already heard about Brugmansia. It's like the level of ayahuasca. A lot of shamans use it here. So I have heard that the shaman uses for astral projections and to have clary visions and clary audience, and to contact with the spirits, with the spirit that human spirits, and even with the elemental. So I just want to know about that because I really have been attracted to consume that plant. I even have it in my house, but it's really little. And I just know what you will do if before doing that. What would you recommend?
I wouldn't really be the guy to guide you for that because I'm not into that level. I don't really look into what kind of plants are appropriate because I've never done that stuff. So that's not really my domain. I can
May I
definitely
say something?
mechanics, but again, yeah, and if you have some information.
Because I do have a degree, a Bachelor of Science in Biology with a minor in Botany, and Brugmansia is extremely deadly, so I would not do it without working with a shaman or something like that. Please do not do it yourself. That is one of the deadly nightshades, and there's been numerous cases of people who have been very sick, even from eating the berries. It's a beautiful plant, a huge trumpet flowered plant, gorgeous, but it will, the leaf, a bite of the leaf can actually kill you, so you really need to know how to handle it and to be able to work with the diva of the plant while you're doing the ceremonies.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good.
I
Very good to consult a shaman. You want to make sure that before you do anything, like I would never recommend, oh, I got this plant, what do I do with it? You talk to a shaman first. It's very, very important that you have people who are experts, who know what they're doing, and who can really guide you in that way. I usually wouldn't recommend buying a lot of these kind of exotic plants because some things can upset other plants. So it's usually very good to talk to a shaman and allow them to help you in getting certain forms of implementation to make these kind of experiments happen. But I never really recommend doing this stuff yourself because it can be very dangerous.